Blog Talk Radio.
Following ingredients include a look behind the scenes. Cook uncovered until hot. Add grooves to taste.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. The 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last wild polar bear has died. I slept through it all. I was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio, live from Hollywood, Florida, with your host and hostess, Mark Angelo and Jessica Lynn Cummings. Show for trans folks by trans folks, here to let your voice be heard.
Well, hello, and good evening, and welcome to another edition of Transition Radio. I hope everyone's had a wonderful day and evening, and we're so glad to have you on board and listening to us ramble on as we do every night, bringing you lots and lots of information, and hoping to get some callers tonight and getting you to say what's off your chest, or their lack of. Anyway, tonight we're going to talk about one of a very important, now Jessica's looking at me when I said that, your breasts are nice and a nice size they need to be. We're going to talk about the different types, or actually a type under the cross-dresser, I didn't even say things right, under the umbrella of the transgender spectrum, cross-dressing. And cross-dressing, the beginning for many under the transgender umbrella and the struggle for those who love them. Yeah, it's kind of late. You're on. We're live.
Okay, well, here we go. Since I can't do that, I might as well go ahead and say what I got.
That's right.
Okay. Well, it seems that cross-dressing has been in fashion for centuries. Heck, some of the most manly men enjoyed wearing fashionable female attire back in the day. In fact, here are some characters from ancient mythology that sported some girl clothes. Greek mythology. In punishment for his murder of Iphitus, Hercules was given to Omphale as a slave. Many variants of this story say that she not only compelled him to do women's work, but compelled him to dress as a woman while as her slave. Achilles was dressed in women's clothing by his mother, Thetis, at the port of...
Don't hurt yourself, honey. Try to pronounce them words.
Oh, my God.
I
know. It's like, oh, my God. Okay. So, Lycomedes, to hide from Odysseus. Okay. Who wanted him to join the Trojan War. Athena often goes to the aid of people in the Disguise of Men and the Odyssey?
Maybe it's the Disguise of Men.
I think it's Disguise.
Yeah, they wrote it wrong. Okay.
They wrote it wrong. In the cult of Aphrodite, worshippers, cross-dressed men wore women's clothing, and women dressed in men's clothing with false beards. Many famous historical figures cross-dressed. The legend of Pope Joan alleges that she was a promiscuous female pope who dressed like a man and reigned from 855 to 858. Modern historians regard her as a mythical figure who originated from the 13th century anti-papal satire.
Now, Joan of Arc was a 15th century French peasant girl who joined French armies against English forces fighting France during the latter part of the 100 Years' War. She is a French national heroine with a Catholic saint. After being captured by the English, she was burned at the stake upon being convicted by a religious court, with the act of dressing in male clothing being cited as one of the principal reasons for her execution. A number of witnesses, however, testified that she had said that she wore all these clothing consisting of 2 layers of pants attached to a doublet with 20 fasteners. That's a lot of stuff. Because she feared the guards would rape her at night. And now for some modern-day famous cross-dressers, you may have never imagined to do so, picture Vin Diesel and or The Rock in women's attire. Picture that.
Wow.
Well, remember the show Welcome Back, Otter? Or that famous Saturday Night Fever hot stud? Yeah, you guessed it, John Travolta, that Italian stallion. And tonight's Trans World News, is wife leaves cross-dressing John Travolta. I know, all your jaws are probably dropping right now, and you might say you can't believe the Inquirer, but wait till we read on.
He actually looks pretty cute as a blonde.
You think so?
I thought he did.
I just thought he wiggled his hip a little bit too much on the
Saturday
Night
Night
Fever.
Dancer.
Yeah, well, you know.
He had them moves like feminine women do.
Added cut. Wasn't that what he said there on the...
Something like that.
Something like that. But you can get back to the... I had a crush on him when I was younger.
Hey, watch it.
All right.
He's mine.
All right. The rumor mill has reached fever pitch on John Travolta's alleged odd sexual behavior. So much so, the National Enquirer is reporting that his wife has left him.
And yes, it's the National Enquirer that actually picked this up, but there have been many stories that have been interesting from the Enquirer. For weeks, John Travolta's more dedicated fans have brushed off allegations by 2 male masseurs that he sexually assaulted them. Before the star of Grease, Saturday Night Fever, and about 25 other films, the actor so often cast as a leading man, won national acclaim playing Vinnie Barbarino in the 70s sitcom, Welcome Back, Otter. While many think of the Northeast magazine as a sleazy tabloid, it is worth nothing that they published.
Noting.
Excuse me. Thanks for correcting me.
You're welcome.
Noting that they published the Bill Clinton Monica Lewinsky story months ahead of the mainstream media.
I had no sexual relationship with them.
I never inhaled.
But even hardcore Travolta fans are taken aback by the latest Travolta sex-related scandal that includes photo of him allegedly cross-dressing, wearing pink lipstick. In the photos, Travolta is sporting all the feminine accessories one might expect of a fashion-conscious lady attending a Broadway play, with the exception of his trademark 5 o'clock shadow.
In the less than dazzling National Enquirer photos, 58-year-old Travolta is wearing a white dress, brown belt, fur stole, earrings, and a necklace. The word is the Travolta photos were not part of any script, but rather from a private Los Angeles party that the Pulp Fiction star attended in 1997. 1997, sorry. According to the Daily News and analysts, Travolta's ensemble is complete with heavy makeup, including thick eyeliner and pearly pink lipstick with a blonde wig and a ponytail. In case you're not wearing your lunch yet, Travolta is even wearing a bra under the knit frock, according to the Daily News and analysis.
You have to understand, but she's a little blonde, so sometimes...
Yeah. All right, whatever.
Sadly, Travolta and his wife, Kelly Preston, lost their teenage son last year because of a medical seizure. Couple married in 1992 have 2 younger children.
So you're probably wondering what the missus is saying about all of this. According to the National Enquirer, Travolta's wife of over 20 years has left him in the wake of his cross-dressing scandal. What wife needs a husband who tries to out-shimmer her, right?
So that means if I start wearing stuff to outdo you, you're going to be pretty upset.
Sorry, baby, with that hairy-ass body, you are not going to be able to outdo me. But no, do you notice how in this article that it's like a sexual scandal? He's a sexual deviant because he likes to wear women's clothing.
Not so far from the truth.
What is wrong with society today?
So Mrs. Travolta, if you're wondering why Johnny is trying to steal your clothing and look even hotter than you, will wonder no more. You have come to the right place for your answers. So, you ladies out there wonder, why does my husband cross-dress? How can I make him stop cross-dressing, please? Well, The unfortunate truth is that there is no simple one-line answer to these questions. If there were the debates on this topic would be silent. The fascination with women's clothes for many start when they're very young. Many go through great lengths at a young age to procure and wear their mom's nightie. You heard right. As a teenager, many nervously set out to buy a pair of pantyhose from a local supermarket and then wearing them home under their pants. A secret life, a double life at best.
I did better than that. I went to the store. I bought pantyhose and flip-flops with painted toenails and looked a hell of a lot like a guy. Just to freak everybody out. Many continue and feel the need to wear women's clothes, and I can't quite explain where it comes from. The media likes to think of cross-dressing as a sexual perversion, and so naturally they see the desire to cross-dress and purely for sexual gratification. The problem with this theory is that when many others first felt the desire to cross-dress, they didn't know what sex was.
That's right. I never knew what sex was when I wanted to play with cars and wear stuff like that, but,
I never knew what sex was, and,
Many cross-dressers I've asked describe the need as feeling more comfortable wearing women's clothes. This is sometimes, but not always, coupled with a desire to be seen as a woman, to not just dress like a woman, but behave like one as well, to wear makeup and otherwise pass as a woman. There are others who cross-dress for sexual excitement. The need to cross-dress is indeed a spectrum. Now, talk to us, listeners, and everyone else and all the spirits hanging around here. What did you actually do when you were little? Because I know we've had the discussion before.
Well, when I was little, I can pretty much really only remember back to about the time I was 5, between 4 and 5 years old. And to make it short and sweet, I got into my mother's nail polish. I painted my toenails, and I ended up getting some polish on my arm. And my mom was married to my stepfather at the time. And so he happened to see I had taken the nail polish off my toes already, but he had seen the little scratch. No, wait, I'm sorry. I did not take the nail polish off yet. I got caught with it on. I had the little scratch-looking thing on my arm. So he asked me, well, what is that? Well, what happened? And I said, I got hurt on the playground. And I was lying, so I got in so much trouble. I got my butt wet, and I thought it was because I was playing in my mom's nail polish, and I was doing what girls did. So I thought I was being reprimanded for that. But later on in life, I learned that lying was the reason I really got it.
And let me say, I study a lot of child psychology as an occupational therapist. We deal with a lot of psychological issues, not only with adults, but with children. It is a normal thing to allow your child to self-express because it's almost like a developmental stage. So parents, please don't stunt your child's growth because the psychological bills will definitely be threefold, and plus they'll get stuck in some sort of either oral stage or anal stage and all that stuff Freudian talks about. Go on and continue reading the article, my lovely dear.
Okay. One argument is that transvestism of cross-dressing is a way of offering a challenge to society's perceptions about gender. Some men cross-dress because they are unhappy at being men. Others didn't mind the male state, but also like to put on women's clothes occasionally. Some men cross-dress simply to make a passing social or fashion statement, and some because they have emotional needs that can only be met by the comfort that wearing women's clothing can give them. Yet, the true reason why men cross-dress remains somewhat of a mystery. It is intensely personal, often confusing and sometimes guilt-ridden. I'm hopeful that as society grows more tolerant of diverse gender expression, we will see more cross-dressers and transgender individuals stepping forward to share their story.
Without the need to justify their behavior and no longer shamed by society, perhaps you will be better able to answer this baffling question. Jess, you started dressing up at an earlier age and began your journey as a cross-dresser before you underwent your journey as a transgender individual. And we know that transgender is a wide umbrella or spectrum, and not everyone decides to go all the way. Can you elaborate and talk about the sites you belonged to before and the kind of interaction that you had with other individuals that identified as cross-dressers?
Yes. Actually, I started out way back when there was dial-up, AOL, and I was going on to cross-dressing transgender like little chat sites that they had, and they were nothing special, but I was portraying myself as somebody that I wasn't because I was afraid to come out. But I had pictures of the real me, dressed as a woman when I was 18, 19 years old, and I almost had the guts to put them on the site, and then I was like, no, I can't have these out on the internet. And so I ended up basically going on, and I was chatting and everything like that, and then I got canned because I wasn't using my real picture. Somebody caught on to it, and it was this whole big ordeal. So later on, when I was this is when I was married to my wife, ex-wife now, I had been on a site that was, specified for cross-dressers, transvestites, transsexuals, transgender, and at the time I was a cross-dresser. But, so it was a place that I could go on cam, and I could actually see other people and meet other people, and I could be myself, and I really didn't care. But it took me a while to come out on that as well.
And it's important because we all need to feel like we belong. It's important to have a support group, and that's why we strive at Transition Radio and with our website to be able to reach out and allow every individual under the transgender umbrella to express themselves, to feel supported. We're going to have forums, we're going to have chat rooms, we're going to have webcam. We're planning to create a major site to help everyone feel that they're loved and needed and wanted. And we plan to help educate the world to be more tolerable of the differences, the diversity in this world. Now, I want to talk about how to feel better in a limited situation for those that can pass or be full-time. In an ideal world, we would be able to self-express and be who we truly feel we are. But sometimes transitioning is not an option due to finances, professional reasons, age, or even the inability to break down a family dynamic that we identify with and work so hard to build. So then we are left with options that can alleviate our pain without compromising the latter. For FTMs, this may be cutting your hair, dressing in male clothing, and expressing ourselves in the form that fits our persona. Hormones may never be an option due to health or financial reasons, but this doesn't mean you can't express yourself and carry yourself as you feel within. Teaching others to respect our identity while walking proudly and tall within our gender identity can be a step to not only educate society, but fulfilling our inner needs.
Definitely. We feel that our role as pioneers is to educate humanity that there are different self-expressions and that your typical male and female roles are not set in stone. For those who identify as females but were born male, body, such as I, cross-dressing seems to be a way of expressing while feeling in touch with their feminine side. Sometimes just wearing an article of clothing, such as a pair of panties, stockings, or painting your toenails, can help bring down the anxiety level that is brought upon by your gender dysphoria.
Whatever path you choose, just make sure it is the right one for you. You have to feel comfortable in your own skin. Loving and respecting yourself is the beginning and true path to true happiness. If you're not happy, it is virtually impossible to make others around you feel loved and happy too. So we have to look at the dynamic and the truth behind that not everyone will pass. Not everyone will be able to transition. So I guess the message to the world, and I think everyone being like the little soldier to try to educate the world, needs to really, even if it's one person that you tell about transgender issue, about cross-dressing issue, correct them when they make some stupid remark about, oh, that's sexual deviance. We need to educate the world so that tomorrow's generation doesn't have to rely on dangerous surgeries, placing dangerous chemicals in our bodies to make our brains align with our bodies. So it's important that we bring forth this message and enlighten individual with this type of information, because again, some of us have been lucky, but not everyone is.
And not everyone knows how to. That's the other problem. A lot of people are stuck. What do I do? How do I start? Where do I go? Those were all stages with me in the beginning.
It's very scary. It's extremely scary. I mean, it's
very scary feeling.
It's almost like jumping out of an airplane and you're like, oh, is my parachute going to work? Or am I going to be accepted? Am I going to lose my job? Am I going to lose my family? Will my life ever be the same? It's an extremely scary move.
Way before I ever transitioned, I would have dreams that I would be like out at like a gas station. I would just have my toast can or something wearing flip-flops and going into a store and nobody would be there as soon as I walk in. But as soon as I'm inside the store already and I'm all like, wow, I did it, da-da-da-da-da, it was like an adrenaline rush at that point in time, just to do something abnormal, supposedly, that society perceives as abnormal. And then all of a sudden the place filled up with people, and now I'm like, oh God, what am I going to do? And these were the kind of dreams I was having long before I transitioned.
Well, it's scary, and just walk with confidence, and like the little pointers I gave earlier, just be yourself and just try to educate the world. And the more they see differences, the more accepting they will be. Now you're going to talk a little bit about makeup tips, and I wanted to add we're going to start making some how-to videos on YouTube. So for those that are just beginning their transition, whether it's Jessica teaching makeup tips on cam or on video, I could also make some videos on how to shave or how to bark. Oh, yeah, okay, all that good stuff. How to scratch your wannabe cojones and all that good stuff so that you start passing better, you start feeling better, and just being you. So,
exactly.
Jess.
Okay, well,
makeup tips
as I say before, always the blue eyeshadow and the red lipstick, there's very few genetic women that can even pull that off. Christina Aguilera, I think, is the only one that I've ever seen that was able to pull that one off. Usually, dark eyeshadows and lots of it does not look very good. Less is more. Basically, the best thing to do is take an eyeliner such as Maybelline and use the pencil, not the automatic stuff or the liquid liner on the inner lid. You take and you sharpen the pencil, you stick it down in the corner of your eye towards the bridge of your nose, close your eyelid down on it, and swoop back and forth a couple of times. Do the same thing with the other eye. This gets the eyeliner on the inner side up in the top of the lid, and then at the bottom inner part of the lid. The one mistake that I made in the very beginning was putting eyeliner above the lash line and below the lash line on the bottom, which looked like, it looked okay, but it was just overbearing.
You look like a circus clown. More is not better, lady.
More is not better.
That's what I tried to tell her, and finally she got it.
Eyeshadows, I was doing it right before I met you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much. But eyeshadows, you want to stick to more earth tones. If you have brown eyes, if you have blue eyes, you want to stick to like light purples. You can also go with earth tones like browns, greens, etc. with blue eyes as well. It helps them pop. The object is to get your eyes to pop and your lips to be light, or your lips to pop and your eyes to be light.
Don't let your eyes pop. That's dangerous. You can lose an eyeball.
Leave it to you.
Right. Well, that sounds very gruesome.
That's the quick, short little tips that I can give that help with the makeup.
And because I was born genetically a female, and I must say I used to put on fabulous makeup on me, I did give her a lot of tips, although she does not want to give me credit. But
of course I'll give you credit. I mean, what woman would want a man to give her tips on how to apply makeup? Excellent, awesome, amazing.
So how to increase your manliness without hormones for FTM? Right. There are many natural alternatives out there for hormonal replacement, things that will help masculinize your body, but without the harsh chemicals found in synthetic hormones, and the risks brought upon taking them. Mind you, even natural products have side effects. Heed the warning. So please make sure you do your homework before you embark on this journey. DHEA is a hormone produced by your adrenal gland, and it has androgenic effects and can help with creating some changes to your physique. But make sure you start off with low doses and see how your body reacts to it. Too much of this hormone can lead to greater anxiety and other complications, something you definitely do not want to encounter.
Most tablets come in 25 to 50 milligrams. Do not exceed the 50 milligram a day dose. Tribulus is an extract that claims to increase the body's natural testosterone levels and thereby improve male sexual performance and help build muscles. Realize that by taking these supplements and doing it the natural route will not change you as quickly or as effectively as with taking the actual male hormone tea.
But it can help build your confidence and help you change your physique. With proper nutrition and a workout routine, the improvements will be noticed, and along with the changing of your attitude and how you carry yourself. This will bring you closer to the real you so desperately want to see in the mirror. Always educate yourself. Do not let the desperate need to transition alter your perception of health or well-being. Loving and taking care of yourself always come first. Okay? Talking about the mirror, okay, taking it. Well, what's with the taking? Now hit the blonde one. I'm the blonde one now. Yeah, talking about the mirror, I want to put a plug in for my biography. The Mirror Makes No Sense. I know I'm shameless, but it's available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com, or you can go directly to the publisher. The link's on our website, which is www.transitionradio.net. You could always go into the slideshow or actually to our Blog Talk Radio page, and there's links there to our website and Facebook and all that good stuff. It is imperative to take care of yourself. I mean, it's something, and I know we do things at the moment because of the need to feel aligned with our minds and our body, and we do a lot of dangerous things. Remember, you're no use to no one dead. And I don't know if heaven, the little gatekeeper says, okay, you want to be a female, you can fly around as a girl or vice versa. We're all here for a reason. And I said before, I'm very spiritual. And I believe we're here for our spiritual growth. And our being born this way is going to teach humanity many, many things. And one of these things is unconditional love. Love is the most important thing. And I can't stress enough how important it is to love yourself. I've known too many transgender individuals who are always depressed, who don't care about themselves. And they always think that the light is always better, or is the grass is always greener on the other side. Yeah.
Just watch out for the dog pit.
Yeah. And it's a journey. And it's a journey that you have to walk with a lot of precaution. But never forget the goal. And the goal is to be happy. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, I'll be happy if I have a breast removal surgery, or if I have any kind of surgery to get me closer to how I feel. No one can take what's inside your heart, and no one can change that.
And just remember, make sure, absolutely positively sure, that you are empowered enough within yourself to make the change, to go forward, because once you start on hormones, there's no going back. There's no reversing. I mean, there's no ever going backwards, especially not for me. I'm very happy, thank God. I was a lot happier after transition, but some people have an adverse effect, and they're not very happy after transition. And, so make sure that it's something that you really want to do. Seek counseling or see a therapist and talk about it and see if maybe it's just the fact that you like your duality and that you're okay with being a crossdresser. Don't overexert yourself and overextend yourself and rush into doing something that you may.
And don't put your life on hold. And don't do that either. Keep doing the things that you love to do, and don't just become tunnel vision. You're just one day at a time. Rome was not built in a day. Enjoy life. Enjoy life, exactly. And we've got 1 minute and 16 seconds remaining. Any callers? We haven't had any, I guess. They're just loving to listen to our information. We're going to be having a couple of guests this week. Actually, Thursday, we're going to have Logan Witzel, I think is his last name. He's been on several talk shows, very interesting guy, and we got a lot of great guests lined up in the weeks to come. New sponsors that we're going to be talking about and new endeavors, and we're excited. We're very happy to have you guys be part of this growth, all of your Facebook friends and Facebook groups. We love you, and we definitely appreciate your support and always love who you are. Exactly, and thank you for all the shows ideas that you guys have been giving us. We're working on them and going to bring them forth to you. Again, thank you, and hope you guys have sweet dreams and nighty nights.
And now you're babbling.
And I'm babbling. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Good night, everybody. We love you and love yourselves too. And here's a song that I wrote for Transgender. It's called Little Glass Princess. Enjoy and love you guys.
By the window with a certain stare, her eyes are half open, she can't bear the glare. Her life has been nothing but pain and despair. Do you know her story? 'Cause I know it well. Little glass princess, you made it your world. Those that make fun of you really don't know your story. I said your story and your name. Little glass princess, little glass princess, little glass princess. Parents have scolded you 'cause you wore a dress. You sneaked in the closet to try your mother's best. And out came the lipstick, and on came the heels. You felt like a princess till you were revealed. Little glass princess, you made it your world. Those that make fun of you really don't know your story. I said your story. Glass princess, little glass princess, little glass princess. Your heart has been shattered, your dreams fell apart when they opened the blinds up and they called you Tom. You tried to forget it, that God's been so cruel that your brain and body don't match like it should. Oh, little glass princess, you made it your world. Those that make fun of you, they really don't know. I said your story. Oh,